Remember, if you've been in a road traffic accident and it's no your fault, G4 Claims can make it very, very easy for yourselves, because listen to this. They're going to provide you with complete accident management support you require. They're going to recover the costs from the at-fault party, sort you out with a like-for-like vehicle replacement, and they're going to also organise your vehicle to be repaired at one of their approved body shops and returned back to your front door. Should your vehicle be deemed a write-off, they'll recover the pre-accident value for your car and write you a big fat cheque. And best of all, it's not going to cost you a penny, as they charge the at-fault insurance direct. G4 Claims. They don't cold call, they don't buy data, and once you've processed your claim, your insurance is going to remain unscathed. And the best thing is, Nicole and the team down there, they're not going to take on your case if they don't think they can help. So, if you've been in a road traffic accident or know someone at fault that has, get onto G4 Claims, because listen, if you're in a smash, don't go through your own insurance, check with G4 Claims, give them a bell, 01698 767 172. That's 01698 767 172. Get them on their website. It's notatfullclaim.com. Find them on social media at G4 Claims Limited. G4 Claims, not at fault claims.
Made easy.
Made easy.
Made easy.
Let's welcome to Football Daft. He's a man that graced our TVs on Champions League nights. He's also played with some of the best. It's a big surprise for Chris, so please welcome this week's mystery guest.
Hello.
There he is.
And there he is. It is Shaun Williams, a.k.a. Barry for Eastenders. How you doing, my man?
Hey. What's happening, Barry boy? How you doing, my man?
Good to see you, Chris.
You too, pal.
How you
Fucking
doing,
hell.
mate?
That's a belter.
Hi, Stevie. Hi, James. Hi, John.
How's it going?
How you doing, Barry? I tell you what, man, this is a great get for this podcast. I'm telling you, because I don't know if you're aware of it, Barry. This week you are the top man in Scottish football. You have been shared all your Twitter. You're in everybody's WhatsApp groups.
Yep.
Tell us, do you actually know what's happening? Do you know the reason why you're so popular now?
Okay, so I do messages for something called Celeb VM, okay?
Yep.
So I don't really go into it too heavily. Someone asked me to say something, unless it's sort of blatantly offensive, I'll say it. Do you know what I mean? I've turned a couple down because it's been a bit too near the knuckle. Okay. So I get this message, and they want me to sing Something Inside So Strong, and it's dedicated to some guys, and there's a place mentioned, and I'm like, yeah, that'd be nice. Happy to do that. Then I suddenly start getting followed on Twitter and Instagram by lots of Rangers fans. And my wife's going, what's this? I said, I haven't got a clue. So then I find out it's a wind-up to do with quarantine or something like that. Yeah, is that right?
Aye, kind of. Aye.
The Celtic team. Aye. It's along those lines.
Basically, what's happened is we've been shite this season, right? And the person that put it in as a request from the Celtic manager to the players or something like that, and it was a wind up on by the Rangers fans, but it was a belter. It was a belter, I must admit. And as long
as it was taken with the right intention by Celtic fans, because I do love visiting Glasgow, and I would love to. Next time I visit, I'd love to leave with my face intact.
Sean,
Listen,
Sean, don't worry, mate. I'll make sure you're well looked after in Glasgow next time you come up, mate. Don't worry.
The Rangers will look after you, but listen, just to keep you, like, don't worry about it, because my Celtic fans, pals, have absolutely found it hilarious as well.
Like, mate,
So
I'm
you
wearing
found it brilliant,
a Celtic jersey right now, and I laughed my ass off at it, to be honest with you. I thought it was brilliant. So see, by the time that you and I are finished this podcast today, me and you are going to reenact that song, if you don't mind.
No problem at all. I can do that because weirdly, it's. I don't know if you've seen in the press. There's no reason why you'd have noticed it, but it's now got a new lease of life. Because if you go on Twitter, right, very quickly, I won't bore you. Years ago, I sang at the World Indoor Bowls Championships. I sang Something Inside So Strong.
Best.
2 years later,
brilliant.
Jake Wood, who plays Max Branning in EastEnders, spliced it together to make it look like I was singing at Trump's inauguration. Because the joke was that no performer would touch it with a barge pole, because they're all famously left wing, right?
Right.
So yesterday, someone else has spliced it together to make it look like I'm singing at Joe Biden's inauguration.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's brilliant.
Brilliant. It's brilliant.
So it's the gift that keeps on giving, really. I don't know what's going on. It's crazy.
I love that. I love that bowl video. I love it. It's one of the ones where I love it. I don't know. Is it random? Like, was that a popular thing for you today? Turn up at like the bowls and stuff like that. Was it?
So
how did it come along, man? How did it happen?
I'll do anything to get a free ticket. So what happened was, I'm lucky in that. Well, I do stand up and sing and cabaret and after dinner speaking. So it means that when the acting dries up, at least I can still earn a living in the world of entertainment, and I thoroughly enjoy doing it. So on that weekend, I did a full hour's cabaret in the ballroom on the Saturday night, and then on the Sunday lunchtime, I was basically the warm-up man for the Bowls Indoor final. So that's the story of that, really. I mean, I'm available weddings, funerals, bar mitzvahs. I mean, I'm there with bells. You know what I mean? Not a problem.
So it was.
This is completely surreal for me, man. Honestly,
brilliant.
God, I think I've seen every single thing that you've ever been in your career. I'm not joking. From Eastenders to extras, all the way through, even the wee bit parts and stuff like that. Game shows, the whole lot, man.
Did you catch Aladdin in Swindon in 2008? That was a biggie, and it meant a lot.
Hey, Shaun, are we going to? Sorry, do we call you Shaun or Barry?
Well, Barry. Obviously, Barry's on my passport. But
because Barry, I'm quite similar to yourself in the way that Grado is a good friend of mine, Chris is a good friend of mine. My name's Stephen.
Yeah.
But they just call me Bob because I'm in a Scottish soap called River City.
Right.
I've been in it for 18 years.
Wow.
And I can't remember the last time I got called Stephen was just you calling me there because nobody calls me Stephen. I just get called Bob all the time.
By the way, that's all right because he called Grado James.
Stephen,
That's my reason name, James. But I get you got a bit of advice for Bo, because you've had to deal with this for 18 years, haven't you? And Barry, it's the same with you, isn't it, mate?
Shaun, it's been a lot longer than 18 years for Shaun, I think.
I think I've been out of the show for 17.
17 years you've been out of the show?
Yeah, I left in 2000.
I'll never forget that bitch flinging you down that hill.
That was sad, mate. I hated it.
At the time, there was a bit of controversy. Did he fall or was he pushed? Did Janine mean to just push me away from her and tripped and fell over my own feet? Or did she mean to push me off? What do you think?
I think we all know exactly what that cow was doing.
Well, no, this is what happened. I'd found out the writers were going to write me in to have a passionate love affair with Big Pat Butcher. So I jumped.
Barry, do you watch the football?
Do
you watch the football?
Well, I'm a Fulham fan, so I haven't got much taste, really.
Unlucky last night, man.
I know. Well, the thing is, we're doing much better. At the start, we were losing to the likes of, all sorts of people. But recently, we beat Leicester away, and we drew against Tottenham, and we drew against Liverpool. So
he's got a result against Newcastle as well, didn't he? He got a good result against Newcastle.
Yes, exactly. So all we've got to do is, in the second half of the season, beat all the weaker teams. That's what we've got to do. That's the only way we're going to stay up. So Scotty Parker, he's doing the right thing. I hope they don't replace him halfway through the season because they won't get a better manager at this stage.
Well, listen, they can have Neil Lennon if you want.
They won't get a better manager, mate. So they're not going to want to go near Neil Lennon.
But what about your owner? Have you met the owner, Tony Khan?
No, I haven't. No, maybe he'll want to hire me for a cabaret.
That's what I was thinking, man. Something inside so strong in the middle of the park at Fulham. I can arrange that.
I can see that.
It's a long, hard and bitter relationship. I started following them in 1976. They just lost the FA Cup final at West Ham, where they signed George Best and Rodney Marsh. Right? They had Bobby Moore and Alan Muller, and I thought this is magic. Well, the next year, by the following year, they'd all left, and they were rubbish for years and years. Until Roy Hodgson took us to the European, what's it called now? Whatever it's called now, But I'll still stick with them. I do follow a smaller team. I think it's important to follow a smaller team. I follow Lion King FC.
Oh.
They've had a good start to the season. They had a win away, a win away, a win away, a win away. I'm sorry.
Do you know what? I've never heard that joke before. That's getting used. That's getting used.
I'm well using that tonight, man. Definitely.
Barry, what's happening with lockdown then? Were you supposed to do pantomime this year? Did it get cancelled? What's the crack?
Yeah, unfortunately, the good people of Bournemouth were denied my captain hook. I don't think they've still got over it. I'm sure they'll live. So it's just been knocked on to next year. Really, the biggest problem it gives me is paying my tax bill. So I've had an awkward conversation with somebody with a Scottish accent already this week, because it's all based up there. But no, they were reasonably understanding, incredibly. So I've still got to pay the bloody thing, but I've just I can sort it out.
Well,
but anyway,
Shaun, these two guys are panto regulars. Every single year they do the Pavilion panto in Glasgow. Maybe speak to them, get yourself up in Glasgow for the next one, mate.
Oh, that'd be brilliant,
Well,
man.
do you think it's funny about when you hear about it? Would be amazing. It would be class. Barry at the Pavilion would be tremendous. But it's dead interesting here, Bob. Do you think that it's already every year you're obviously having to travel? One year you're in Bournemouth, some year you're somebody else. We're always just based in Glasgow. So is it a matter of just shipping up and go down and staying where you're performing for that couple of months?
Yeah, what it is, there's 2 or 3 promoters that I work for, so each of them probably do 4 or 5, 6 shows. A guy called Paul Hendy, doesn't matter the names, Chris Jordan, Paul Hendy. So what you tend to do is you tend to do three successive years for one promoter. Then you've used up your area of your publicity value is used. So then what you do, you go and work for another promoter in different cities. So it's all right if you're playing, like certain pantos always use the same dame or the same comic, and that's great, but they always have names in above them, to add something so people buy tickets, but they use the same dame and the same comic. I'm sure it's the same. Commiserations, by the way, for the late great Andy Gray, a massive loss.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
big time. Great guy. I only met him once. Amazing guy. So so basically, I'm still just about clinging on above the title. Do you know what I mean? I'm like that. So I have to shift around every year. So as you say, it could be Newcastle, Wales, Plymouth. You go wherever the job is. I'm quite happy to do that. My family are used to me. In fact, this Christmas, I'm like, what happens on Boxing Day? Do people fight each other?
That's so true, mate. Usually I wake up on Christmas morning, I've got no voice. It's the only day off, and you're meant to be happy. Yeah. I've got 2 young kids, but I'm just want to sleep all day, but you can't. So
I know, isn't it weird, Stephen? I always get ill in January, always get very ill afterwards because you save it up, don't you? You know you can't feel doing a show. But you're right, New Year's Day, every New Year's Day for 12 years, I just laid in bed all day until I had to get up. And it's weird, isn't it? Yeah.
It's bizarre.
Totally.
And it's funny you say that as well about getting ill. I always get ill during a panto run, but this year I've not been ill yet. I've not had the cold, I've not had the flu, touch wood, I've not had the virus, but it's bizarre that I don't know if it's just because you're away so many people for a big number of weeks. It's weird.
I know, it's terrible, isn't it, lads?
Again, look at us, man. Fucking hell, check us out.
Little do me and Grado know that we've just done ourselves at next year's panel, and their boss hears this podcast and goes, fuck they two, I'm getting Barry. No, so Barry, have you got any allegiances at all towards any Scottish teams, any Scottish football teams?
No, I follow it. I love statistics. I'm that interested. I love statistics. I always loved it it was always on a Sunday, but now it's on a Monday. You fold out the sports section on the paper and you just wallow in all the tables and the scores and who's where and all that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And obviously I've kept an eye on it. Obviously Rangers have a massive lead this year. Celtic have 2 games in hand, but if they win them, they're still about 20 points behind. So it'd take some losing. I know last year it was a bit tight until Celtic beat Rangers in the derby, and so I do keep tabs on. And there's obviously a lot of great teams up there, and I just hope everyone can get back as soon as possible and watch them live again. And I've just neatly sidestepped your question, haven't I?
Yeah, it's beautiful, mate. I've done that. I've done that all my life, mate. I've done that. So diplomatic. I liked it, mate. It was brilliant. So Rangers are Celtic.
And by the way, I'm starting to see why you've been playing at all these political inaugurations. You answer questions like a politician.
Brilliant, man.
Brilliant. Are we doing a quiz for Shaun?
Yes, of course we
Football
are.
quiz, brilliant. You all right with that, Shaun? I should have told you in the DM, but we do a 90-second football quiz. Is that all right?
I don't know why you picked me to do a quiz. I mean, it's like you think I sort of wrote a book about.
Oh, sorry, man. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, man. Oh my God,
That was actually beautifully set up there.
I done that on purpose, man. That was me teeing it up. So your book was released on October in 2020.
Yeah.
It's called
A Matter of Fact, and it was
Matter of
released
Facts.
it was just in time for the bookshops to shut. It was beautifully timed, and I'll never slag Amazon off again. Basically,
A matter of fact. I tell you what, I'm going to buy it right now.
I'm going to buy it now.
I'll tell you what it is, fellas. I thought, well,
Yeah.
I couldn't see people stampeding to the bookshop to buy my autobiography. It's been a while. So my big passion is quizzing. So what I did, I wrote an autobiography, but I weaved a narrative of quizzing in it. So I entered the world of quizzing with the big boys, the National League, the World Championships, the European Championships, British Championships. And I spent a year submersed in the world of quizzing. And it charts my progress or not in up and down the quizzing league table. And as autobiography crops up, as it's pertinent, I sort of crowbar it in really. And so it makes it a little bit different anyway.
That's amazing. Do you get asked to do all the kind of celebrity chase and all the kind of different quiz shows like that? Or?
Yeah.
I've been lucky enough to do them. I've managed to win Pointless 4 times. And
Pointless is my absolute favourite. It's
Right,
my
isn't it?
favourite. I love it.
Yeah, I love it. I love Alexandra and Richard. They got a great rapport. I was lucky enough to win Mastermind.
What was the subject?
Richard Burton, the Welsh actor. And
Big fan of his work, man.
there was myself. There was a war correspondent, Jeremy Bowen. There was David Blunkett, right? Because there are only 3 of us sitting there. Me, Anthony Worrell Thompson, the chef, who turned to me and went, "I'm Richard Burton's godson."
Yeah, Shaun, here's a wee bit of trivia for you. You'll probably know it because you're a big Richard Burton fan.
Yeah.
But Richard Burton is actually a Celtic supporter.
Oh, really?
There you go. See if you type in Richard Burton Celtic on Google, there's a picture of him and Elizabeth Taylor, and they're wearing Celtic scarves and Celtic hats.
Wow.
Shaun, have you ever been exposed to Arabella Weir at all?
No, I've exposed myself to her, but
That's a whole different story.
I know her work from the Far Show.
Aye.
I've never met her. No.
Did you ever see her own Mastermind? Right, Celebrity Master. Oh, it was hilarious because Arabella's one of these folk. I don't want to say she thinks she kens everything, but she believes to be a very intelligent woman. Right. And you need to see this on YouTube, man. I think she does. She picks the topic of Dallas and she gets no questions right, and it's hilarious. And some of her excuses about how she never got any points that day. Like I think she told me that it was apparently. Oh no, I was told that we were supposed to be filming next week when the taxi driver for the show came to pick her up and stuff like that. It's hilarious, man. You need to check it out.
So she was going to crowbar all that knowledge in 1 week.
Exactly, mate. It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Mate, Grado, that sounds like something you would do.
I know. I love it.
It sounds like something you'd say.
Well, that's A Matter of Fact on its way to my house. That's been bought on Amazon now. £8.49, troops. Get it bought.
Rub it in.
Aye, but that's cool, man. So definitely, if you're listening to the show, go out your way and buy Shaun Williamson's book, A Matter of Fact.
Matter of Facts. And now we're going to test them with a quiz, Shaun.
This is basically a quiz that we do every week for the Scottish football guests that we have on. Don't worry though, we've thrown in some questions to help you along the lines of ones that you might know better. Top of the leaderboard, we've got John Sutton, that's Chris Sutton's brother. Right. Chick Young, who's a Scottish football presenter. We've got Mark Wilson and Keith Lasley are tucked in behind with 14. And at the bottom, we've got Craig Levine and Mixu Patalainen. Peter Lovenkrands, and Derek Johnson. You'll know Big Mixer played for Bolton,
Yes.
right? So is there anybody in that list that you'd like to beat?
I'd just like to get a football question right. That'd be brilliant.
Right, okay, right. So without further ado, you cannot pass. You must give an answer. Now, it doesn't matter what answer you give.
Okay.
You can say anything at all as long as it isn't the word pass.
Okay.
Okay. Right. So your 90 seconds starts now. Lauren Shankland plays for which club?
Aberdeen.
Livingston are currently managed by who?
John McAnally.
How many goals has James Tavernier got this season?
He's done all right. He's got 12.
Who played Frank Butcher in EastEnders?
Mike Reed.
Leanne Dempster has just joined which club as chief executive?
Oh, yeah, Dundee United.
Hibs keeper Matt Macy is on loan from which club?
Hearts.
Which Aberdeen player has been linked with a move to Rangers?
Chris Purden.
Who is the current landlord at the Queen Vic?
Oh, Ian Beale.
Who plays at Oakle View?
Oh, Vale of Leven.
Who's the current assistant at Celtic?
Pat McIntyre.
What team are currently... Patsy Palmer and Sid Owen played which Walford lovers?
Bianca and Ricky.
Sonia famously played which instrument?
Trumpet.
How many Premiership clubs have an all-weather pitch?
Oh, only 3 can afford that. 3 of them.
What Glasgow club were formed in 1888?
Rangers.
Time.
I love the Chris Purden answer.
I loved Pat McIntyre.
He's good though, isn't he? He is good.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
Right. That was well done, by the way.
That was good.
And do you know what? You got, I'll tell you this now, you got a football answer right, mate.
You did.
You're joking. Which one?
Nope, you got one right.
We'll go through your wrong answers and we'll give you your score, Sean. Lauren Shankland plays for Dundee United. Livingston manager is David Martindale. We'll see how long that lasts. James Tavernier's got 17 goals, not 12. Leanne Dempster is the chief exec at Queen's Park. She's just joined there. Hibs keeper Matt Macy's on loan from Arsenal. Scott Wright is the Aberdeen player being linked to Rangers at the moment. The assistant at Celtic is John Kennedy. Stennis Muir play at Oakle View. The club formed in 1888 is Celtic. The one football question you got right was how many Premiership clubs have an all-weather pitch? You were correct. 3 is the answer. Kilmarnock, Hamilton, and Livingston, of course. So well done, Sean. You obviously knew that one.
Thank you.
Your total score, because you got all the EastEnders questions completely correct, so well done. You got 5.
Oh, he's
Well done.
yeah,
Well done.
He's above Craig Levine then, is he not?
Yep.
He's above the former Scotland manager Craig Levine.
Aye, there we go. That's going to be in the daily record and all that tomorrow.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, so see, before we go, maybe we should all do a wee rendition or something inside So Strong. Can we do that?
I want to hear a duet between Sean and Chris.
Can we do that? Can we do that? Would that be all right?
Yeah, I'd love to. Do you know the words to the verses, Chris?
You better believe it, my man.
Brilliant.
We'll do the first verse and a chorus with a big finish. How's that?
Right, okay, doc.
And we'll start low. How high is your voice?
It all depends how hard I tug on my balls.
We'll start nice and low, okay?
Right, okay.
Should we take alternate lines?
Right, do you want me to start or do you want to start?
Okay, you start, and then we'll do the chorus together.
Right, but I need to tell you, I'm Labby Sifri levels a voice height here. I can go pretty high with this. Right.
Thank you, good night. Go for it.
Right, okay. Well, I'll try and bring it down for you. The higher you build your barriers,
the taller I become.
Thank God you get that line. The farther you take my rights away,
the faster I will run.
You can't deny me. You can't decide to turn your face away.
Lovely. no matter, 'cause there's something inside
so strong.
I know
that I can make it.
though you're doing me wrong, so wrong.
I thought that my pride was gone.
Gone.
Oh,
no. There's something inside so strong.
oh, something inside so strong.
Brothers and sisters,
Hey!
we're just not good enough.
Well, we know better. Just look them in the eyes and say,
Everyone, we're gonna do it anyway.
We're gonna do it anyway.
We're gonna do it anyway. Because there's
Something inside so strong.
I know that
that
I can make it. Though you're doing me wrong, so wrong.
I
But
thought
the
that my pride was gone.
no,
Oh no.
oh no,
Oh no.
and
Inside
inside
so
so
strong.
strong. Oh,
Oh,
something inside so strong.
Yay! Nice again. Nice again.
Hang a tear to a glass eye.
Christmas single.
There we
Yeah.
go.
There we go, man.
Celebrity
You
X
boy
Factor.
band. No direction.
Brilliant, Sean. Thanks very much. Cheers for this. Thanks so much, mate.
Absolute
Really,
pleasure.
really do appreciate it.
Enjoyed it. All the best, guys. Thank you so
So
much.
Thanks for giving up your time, Sean. All the best,
Thanks
mate.
for giving up your
Yeah.
time.
Keep up
Thanks,
the good
Sean.
work.
Audio Frontier.